Hey horror fans, it's your go-to narrator for those spine-chilling tales that keep you up at night. You know, the kind that makes you double-check your locks and leave a light on. Tonight, we're diving into the eerie and unsettling world of being home alone. Today, I've got 3 true, scary home alone stories that will definitely give you the creeps. These tales are not just figments of imagination, but real experiences that people have lived through. So, brace yourselves for a journey into the unknown. Make sure you stick around till the end, and if you enjoy getting scared out of your wits, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support helps us bring more terrifying tales to life. Story 1 starts on a stormy night in a small town. The kind of night where the wind howls like a lost soul, and the rain lashes against the windows as if trying to break in. Sarah, a college student, was home alone as her parents had gone out for a weekend trip. She was looking forward to some quiet time to catch up on her studies and maybe watch a movie or two. As the wind howled and the rain battered against the windows, Sarah heard a consistent knocking sound that seemed to come from the front door. It was faint at first, almost drowned out by the storm. Thinking it was just the storm, she ignored it initially. After all, who would be out on a night like this? But the sound persisted, growing louder and more insistent. However, the knocking grew more persistent and rhythmic, as if someone or something was desperately trying to get in. It was almost as if the knocks were forming a pattern, a message. With her heart racing, Sarah approached the door, peered through the peephole, and saw nothing. The knocking stopped. She stood there for a moment, her breath caught in her throat. She sighed in relief, but as she turned away, the knocking started again, this time from inside her closet. The sound was unmistakable, sending chills down her spine. Moving on to story 2. This one is about Tom, a man who thought he was in for a relaxing evening. Tom was enjoying a quiet night, watching movies in his living room. He had the house to himself and was looking forward to a marathon of his favorite horror films. During a particularly quiet scene, he heard what sounded like footsteps upstairs, but he was supposed to be home alone. The sound was faint at first, almost like an echo. Muting the TV, he listened intently. The footsteps grew louder, closer. Each step seemed to resonate through the house, making his heart pound in his chest. Gathering his courage, he grabbed a baseball bat and went to investigate. The house was eerily silent except for the sound of his own breathing. As he reached the top of the stairs, the footsteps ceased. The silence was deafening and he could feel the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. He checked each room. Nothing. Everything was in its place and there was no sign of anyone else being there. As he turned to head back downstairs, he felt a chilling whisper in his ear. "Don't leave just yet." The voice was cold and sent shivers down his spine. Our final tale is about Emily, who was reading in her bedroom one evening. She loved to unwind with a good book, especially on quiet nights. Her dog, Max, suddenly started growling at the corner of the room. His growl was low and menacing, unlike anything she had heard from him before. Emily looked up to see her curtains swaying despite the closed window. It was as if an invisible hand was moving them. She went to settle Max, but he wouldn't stop barking. His eyes were fixed on the corner, and he seemed genuinely terrified. Deciding to check it out, she pulled back the curtain, and for a split second, she saw a face staring back at her before it vanished into thin air. The face was pale and ghostly, with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce through her. The room turned cold, and the overpowering scent of lavender filled the air, a fragrance her late grandmother always wore. It was as if her grandmother's spirit was there, watching over her. So there you have it, 3 terrifying stories of being home alone that I hope will keep you looking over your shoulder tonight. These tales remind us that sometimes the scariest things are the ones we can't see. Remember, the next time you're home alone, listen closely. You might not be as alone as you think. The creaks and whispers might just be more than your imagination. If you enjoyed these stories, make sure to subscribe for more. Your support helps us continue to bring you the best in horror content. Until next time, stay spooky, my friends. And remember, the night is darkest just before the dawn.